going. But thanks to DJ Russ, who from Exact FM Radio. Can you hear us now, Russ? John, dead air. Can you hear us now? Try it now. We got John Biven in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Ah, there we are. Okay, so they're hearing us now. So we were saying a lot in the last 20 minutes, so I don't think we're going to recap that. But I do want to say hello to... Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ernie. Go.
No, I was just going to say it's great to be with you again, Jay. I'll be with off a couple of weeks, so for those of you that are out there, we appreciate that. John and Russ, appreciate your feedback on that volume issue. But we just talked a little bit about essentially like we always do to start off the show anyway, and then we got into a little educational kind of stuff. But hey, that's I guess one time where we can take back our words if we need to change them, and a little rehearsal there.
Nah, I'm not going there, pal. See,
but I just want to say great being with you, Jay. Great hearing you back on the air over here on the Sandsnet Radio Network, and the guys, Rick and Pumpkin. Pumpkin is back in school now, as we mentioned earlier, but the guys have been doing a tremendous job with their shows, and the numbers are flying out off the chart. It's amazing stuff.
Rick, I can't believe the numbers Rick's getting. He's doing fantastic. He's in 700s, 400s, 200s, 300. The numbers are through the roof. Thank you so much, Rick, for what you do, and thank you for doing it on the Sandsnet Radio Network. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I think every show that's been going up over here is done pretty well for the most part.
Including yours, The Harbinger.
Not bad. Yep, not bad at all.
Bet Bopper, who does a show every night here at 7 to
10. His show's getting great numbers as well.
You like oldies. Absolutely. That's the guy to listen to, man. I do oldies, but he does them like nobody else can. So that's Bet Bopper, 7 to 10 p.m. We've got from 10 to 1 a.m. usually, or 7 to 11:30, Night Talk with Rick or whoever's sitting in the chair. Rick, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We now have an opening Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see about that. Who's going to fill that? In fact, you did that last week. You did Tuesdays.
Yeah, that's just
Thursday.
a temporary feeling,
right.
Jay. Until we get a chance to sit down and you and Rick and whatever to figure out, what you want to do moving forward. But I'd like to nominate the Speaker of the House to reoccupy his former position.
And we're
the big chair up there.
Thinking about it. We're seriously thinking about it.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing. Especially leading up. I know we talked about, you got the election in November, so you got basically we're halfway through August now, so you got a couple more weeks, September, October, which are going to be crazy leading up to the election in November. So I think it'd be a good time for the Sandman to get back over there and start beating that desk again or that drum or whatever you want to beat over here.
Now, wait a minute. What do you mean, whatever I want to beat? Now, you got to be careful with your wording there, Mr. Abbott.
Just beat it.
With a smile, without a smile, I don't know. But I want to state, this is how we found out that we weren't on the air. I want to say hello to the guys over at Exact FM Radio. We're broadcasting, simulcasting there. And we're simulcasting on the Bivman Network. That's right. Not only here on Spreaker.com, but the Bivman Network. And you can catch us there anytime we're on the air at http://Sandman, SANDMAN.bivman, BIVMAN.com. You can go there right now and listen if you like. But here at Spreaker, we've got our chat room, so you can, let us know what's going on if you have something you'd like to say. Rusty, all right. I'm reading what's going on in the chat. Bivman's in the chat, John Biven, and the John Biven Show is in the chat. He set us up with a stream that's, he's building that stream up, man. Pretty soon, Spreaker's going to be in trouble. I got to tell you.
That's the way of the future, I think. People coming up with their own, platform, their own server, and I think that's the way of the future, man. I really do.
Yeah. I also want to say a quick hello to August and Mick, who are listening in, I think, over on sandman.bivman.com. There's no www in front of that. It's the HTTP. So just put it in your browser and it should take you straight there. But if you have a problem, just type in http:// sandman.bivman.com. And
pretty simple.
Yeah. It sounds a little complicated, but that's only because there's a lot of spelling going on here. But yeah.
So that's a nice crystal clear stereo sound over there.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't get better than that. I mean, there's really nothing out there as better than it. It's as good as anything out there. That's for sure. I do have to apologize for my voice. Sandstream, what? I blew it again. It's Sandstream, not Sandman. Oh, jeez, Jay. HTTP:// Sandstream, SANDSTREAM.bivman.com. Sandstream.
Oh, okay.
Thanks again. Thanks again, John Bevan, for saving the day. He is the official engineer of the Sandsnet Radio Network. And I do apologize for my voice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just getting it back, if you can call this getting it back. My throat still actually hurts a little bit, but we got it. The show must go on. Sands and Abbott, people rely on this show and rely on us being here and us talking and relying and relating.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, but I know you're up there in the air up in New York City, so you're probably not used to the ambiance up there, if you will, anymore. And everything going on around the streets up there. You think that might have affected your vocals?
Without a doubt, yes, without a doubt. All the allergens I am allergic to, allergens that you're allergic to. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
All came flooding back just as soon as we hit the New York air. So, there you go. But
I trust you had an okay trip up there, and you're back down in your stomping grounds down there in Florida, and
yes,
things are moving on and moving forward, and hopefully the family's doing well. I haven't talked to you. Talked last night off the air, but on the air we haven't talked for a while. So it's great to be with you again, and great to have everybody out there, including Mr. Bill Hand, DJ Russ, and all our friends over at Exact FM Radio, and Buddy Pumpkin Face, and we got a lot of good friends out there, Jay, and a lot of new friends joining the shows over here on the Sandsnet Radio Network. As you probably seen when you go into check your followers, there's a lot of new folks that have been popping in. Thanks to guys like Bob Steele. Bob Steele sharing the links, all the way across the globe, and everybody else as well. Big shine effort.
I'm looking now. There's a whole new list of people I've never heard of, and I want to welcome them to the Sandsnet Radio Network. I'm glad you mentioned that, Ernie. We've got Chris Nelson, DJ Justice Radio Network, The War on LOL, Pretty Girls Make Gays, really, Ash, Lisa, welcome, Storm FM, Joe Logix, Dyslex, who I spoke to last night, joined us a little for a while last night on the show that you did. Trovolution, Mandy Pinetown and Joe Logix, and Mandy Pinetown alone. Barco, Stan Sands, really? Coos, Nash Vegas Media Group, Nani Massonaut. Nani Massonaut. Really. DJ Murdoch's Network, and Lissa Chan, of course, and Snow Buddy. So,
so that Mandy, have you met Mandy yet?
No, I don't think so.
She's like a female Rick. She's tough. She's good, though. Funny stuff. She is essentially a female Rick out there, Jay. So if you come across her in the chat room, treat her well. She's a sweetheart.
Biv, man, I got to ask you. John is telling us that there's nothing going on. It's broadcasting, but he's not receiving the data. Yeah, all of that is right, Icecast. But let me ask you a question, John, while I got you here. I'm opening up the encoder. The server IP is livestream.bivman.com, and the web URL is Sandstream. Is that correct? So I think that may be our problem. So if you could let me know in the chat room there, we'll let you work on that in a minute. And, who is this that's... I was busy looking at the encoder while you were talking, Ernie. I'm sorry, I really wasn't listening. Who is this female Rick?
Mandy.
Mandy.
Pinetown.
I don't know Mandy.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, when you come across her,
Pinetown, Mandy Pinetown.
Shows.
Yeah, I hear she's a kicker, man. Really.
Yeah, she's good people, man. We got a lot of great new listeners stopping by every day. Got a guy named Aaron Brown from over there in the UK. You got Victoria. You got Dyslexia's in there. There's as you read that list, many new folks popping in there, man. It's as well as many of the original audience that that followed you when you were doing your full-time shows.
Yeah, they're all still there. They come back, and I got to tell you, it's a phenomenal thing. It really, really is.
It is, and it's amazing how when you're away. Like, I haven't been doing shows because I had some orientations I had to attend, for like a week or two, and it's like how fast time keeps moving on. You're not there anymore. People move on. It's like other things they're into, and it's just new people coming on board all the time, and people dropping by the wayside. It's a deal. It's just continuously evolving, man. And it's short time too. It's amazing to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you 100%, my friend.
100%. So you want to delve into the news? What do you think about all that's going on? You got any commentary? There's a lot of crazy stuff happening out there, man. Huh?
I don't know where to begin. Well, you know where I'd like to start?
Back about 1775?
Yeah, I'd love to. I really would. But, we talk about people, and our government and this administration and what they've done, and people, how they protect this president, and how they say we're always bashing him, and, he's always, he can't do nothing right in your eyes, and, he's done this, and he's done that, he's done this. And we argue back and forth about it all the time. He did something that I don't think anybody, none of his supporters, anybody. In fact, the New York Times even took him to task on it. And that's after he talked about the beheading of this journalist, Brown. In fact, let me back up a little bit. He actually, and they make these mistakes sometimes, so I'm really not going to bash him too hard on it, but, you're supposed to know what's going on in the world. You're supposed to know that the family of this beheaded journalist is on the air talking to the press and expressing their feelings about their son and what happened. You don't step on them by going on the air at the same exact time or towards the end of their press conference. You wait till it's over. You've got people that tell you this stuff. This isn't it isn't a Spreaker.com where, things happen. And no, you've got people that take care of this stuff. You don't step on the families when they're talking about their son during a press conference. That's the first thing. And I'm not going to bash him too hard on that because it does happen, but.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Too many things have happened for him to get a buy from me, but I'm going to give him a small one on that one. What I'm not going to give him a buy on is not 2 minutes. In fact, it was 8 minutes after he made that statement. He was back on the golf course.
Yeah.
Back on the golf course. Come on, when are you going to stop? They say it's optics. It's just, no, it's got to do with decency and Americanism. That's what it's got to do with. This has got to stop. This president has completely thrown everything to the wind. I believe he doesn't care anymore about what's going on in this country because he didn't get what he wanted done. And the things that he did get done were all screwed up to begin with. So he's either fed up or he just really doesn't know how to handle what's going on. He's got a back step on what's happening in the Middle East because what he first originally said was that Al-Qaeda has been decimated and it's over. Well, it was never over. And people had to die for the American people to realize the mistakes that this man has made and the lives that he's cost. And it's pissing me off now that these people are still defending this man. And his ideology. It's gotten people killed. And it's got to stop. I'm sorry.
But, going back to what you said about him, talking about that journalist, the horrific ending to his life that happened essentially on a video. And, like you said, he wants to go golfing, but that's to me, they were showing him yucking out up on the golf course and all that after that horrific event. So to me,
smiling broadly and having a great time.
That's sending, and I ain't gonna begrudge the guy having a good time and this and that, whatever the case might be. But there are times when you got to step back and you got to realize, you got to put up a better front than that. Man. That's all I got to say.
But that's it. He doesn't ridiculous. Care, and he just doesn't care. And that's how you have to look at it, that he just doesn't care when he keeps doing things like this. Not only that, they're leaking stuff out of the Pentagon that shouldn't be leaked. Come on now. Because you want your political future intact, it's got to stop now. It's really got to stop. And these people on the left need to wake up. Everything that you've done and wanted to do didn't work, hasn't worked. People aren't working. So don't give us this garbage that everything is okay, because it's not. It's really not. And if you look at it, look at the truth, you'll see it. Get out of your daydream world and come back to the real world. What he's doing, what his administration is doing, what the people under him are doing are not working. Nothing is working. And people are dying.
It's just amazing. We still got 2 more years to go.
It's this. I believe, and I pray to God that he hears us, that they get a crushing blow come this November, a crushing blow to this ideology that hasn't fixed anything, that nothing works anymore. People are worse off than they were 8 years ago. He's back to blaming Bush again. Really, when does it stop? Where does it end? I need to know this. The American people need to know this. And if you don't know it, you need to get with the program already. Really, you have to get with the program. Everything you're doing is wrong. It's not, and it's wrong because it's not working. All you got to do is look back. But people just have this ability to just, brush aside everything. Nothing this president does, according to these people, has any consequence. Like their ideology. No consequences for anybody. And that's just out and out wrong. And it's got to change. It must change. Or more people are going to die.
Yeah, it's I think I go back to, like you were saying, the people that he surrounded himself with, and the people that have come and gone since he first was elected the first time out. And I don't know. It's just out of touch, man. Out of touch with reality, what the common folk are thinking out there and feeling out there. I don't know, but like you said. Every single one of those reps are running for office. 468, I think, was the number. So now is the time. It's we'll see what happens, but I think we're going to see some amazing results come November.
I hope and pray to God. That's all I can say is I hope and I pray to God, because it's not right what's going on. You got a man in control that doesn't know how to lead. He just doesn't know how to lead. He wants to lead from behind. And we can't. Look what's happening in the world. China, Russia, Syria, North Korea. Israel is on fire. And you got people blaming Israel for protecting herself. What is this? Again, the ceasefire stopped because Hamas decided more rockets need to fall on Israel. More children need to die, and people need to die in Israel because it doesn't match the numbers that were killed in Gaza. Are you kidding me? Really? And you people are buying this garbage? This has to stop.
Didn't the White House condemn Netanyahu and Israel for for pounding them back too hard?
Yeah.
Like a week or so
it's
ago.
all Israel's fault. Yeah, they're killing innocent people. Well, you know what? I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. They're killing innocent people because innocent people are standing around where where the bombs are falling after they've been told to move away. Get out, get away. Don't go there. This is going to happen in this amount of time. Do not be there. And you know what Hamas does? They go on the air and they tell their people, if you want to protect the homeland, stay right there. Don't move. Don't listen to them. And people die. This is how they do things. They don't give a goddamn about life. All they care about, again, is their ideology and their religion. This religion bullshit. It's got to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is when good people don't stand by and do nothing. You got to, people have to start standing up. Get rid of your ideology and just look at the facts. Look what's going on. That's what you need to do, guys. Look what's happening. Listen to other people. Stop listening to the mainstream media all the way around. I don't know. It frustrates me so much.
Well, it's tough too because many times, when a decision is finally made by the executive branch. It's maybe way past where it's going to be effective any longer. I'm talking about some of the situations going on around the world with the, rebels against, the government. Go back to Egypt and then Syria and all that good stuff, and how long it took us to react. Like what's going on in Iraq right now. What is it like that? ISIS took over 15 towns before we, made
17,000. I think. That's how many there are. We could have did to them back in January of this year. This would have never happened. This Mr. Brown would have still been alive. There was still more captured. They still have more people. They have another journalist they threatened to kill. This could have all been avoided.
Yeah, with a little proactivity rather than reactivity. You know
right.
what I mean? It's we've talked about that many times. It's the people have strong opinions on either side of that issue, but you're gonna carry things on over there, or you're gonna wait till they come over here.
And it's not even that. It is that, and that's true, Ernie. It really is. But all this president needed to do was order airstrikes back in January, February. But he wouldn't do it. And the reason he wouldn't do it is because he didn't want to look bad. That's his problem. He didn't want to look bad because everything he said about ISIS and them being a JV team, just because you dress up like a professional basketball player doesn't mean you're a Kobe Bryant. Well, what is he going to do with those words now? I want to hear him tell those words to the family of Mr. Brown. Tell them that. Tell that to the family of the guy sitting there waiting to be headed now. The next guy up. Tell those words to them. Go ahead, Mr. President. Do that. Can you do that? I don't think so. So stop the garbage. Stop the bullshit and get it done. You've already been proven to be wrong. So now, you know what? Try to do something right for a change. Take it. Take the hit. You were wrong. Admit that you were wrong. Do the right thing and level that goddamn place and make it a parking lot. And send ISIS, ISIL, whatever they want to call themselves, back into the Stone Age where they belong with their religion, their bogus religion garbage that they hijacked the religion. I feel sorry for those people, for the Muslim people, the honest Muslim person who wants to worship their God in the way that they want to, without these sons of bitches doing what they do and imposing their acidic wills on everybody. They
definitely have a slanted view of the Quran in any regards.
Slanted, Ernie.
What they're looking.
It's so slanted, it's straight up and down. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You're right, though. They have essentially taken over, religion, and there are many. The Quran is a beautiful document. If you ever read that, it's got a lot of beautiful things in there, but like these groups, they twist it, they're thinking, and I just don't get it. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, it has to do with ideology. It has to do with cynical power. They believe that they can, it's one thing to taunt us, by saying that, the Americans will drown in blood, that they're going to drown Americans in blood. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, you do that. You go right ahead. But they know that this administration, this president in particular, has no want or need to do anything about it. Because they believe that we are such a, every time we do something, it's our fault. This is happening because of us, because we put our noses here or we did that. Well, you know what? If we did what we were supposed to be doing, this wouldn't have happened. China wouldn't be on the move. Russia wouldn't be on the move. Iran wouldn't be, who was so close to a nuclear weapon. It's not funny anymore. It's seriously not funny anymore, Mr. President. And you keep giving them more time and more time and more time instead of saying, you know what, that's it. You've done it. We've tried it. We've gone the ambassadorship way. We've talked. We've done. No more talking. It can't. There's got to be a time where you got to stop the talk and you got to start. You use an action to say, listen. This is it. If you don't do it, the sanctions are going back on, and we don't care if your country falls apart. You are not getting a nuclear weapon. I don't care what you say or what you think, because everything you've said so far has been a lie. So these are serious issues. And people are treating it like it's, we got to talk a little more. And then time for talk is over. It's over. You got to make a move. You got to make a stand. And you got to stop drawing red lines that you're going to keep receding from. You must stop doing that. Mr. President, please. You've got a country to worry about. It's no longer your ideology. Your ideology has already been proven that it doesn't work. What you want will not happen because it just doesn't work. It's not that people didn't give you a chance. We gave you 2 chances. And it still hasn't worked. Nothing has come of what you've put this country into. Nothing.
Many times they end up throwing things out there and making decisions only to have to backtrack and tap dance their way out of situations that they erroneous. There's some really bad decision making going on. With regards to many of these topics you were just discussing, Jay. I wonder many times where does their true allegiance lie? What are they truly? I think you can read between the lines, man.
That's an excellent point. Because you know what, and this is going to sound. I really don't. I hardly ever do this, but I'm going to do it now. Glenn Beck, way back when he was on the air, a lot of what he said has come true. A lot of what he said. I mean, he may have gone overboard a little bit, some here and some there, like a few others do, but basically he was on track. Are they actually waiting for everything to fall apart so that when the government comes to the rescue, everybody goes, yeah, okay, finally, and then he starts getting what he wants? I mean, we got to start thinking about this, really.
Yeah, I think in many ways, like you said, he came across a little strong at times, and people maybe couldn't accept some of the things he was throwing out there. But a lot of things have definitely proven, over the course of time to, come to fruition, man. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know.
The same thing with Fox News. Everybody hammers Fox News. Fox News. How could you listen? They lying. Everything they have reported on has come to pass. There wasn't anything that you could really look back and say they lied about. And they've got this propaganda out there. And again, I keep saying this. I am not here to support Fox News or to defend them. They can do that themselves. Just look back at what they've done, and that defends their positions. So this has got to stop. We need to get the information out there so that people know what's going on. But if that happens, this whole thing of this left-wing progressive bullshit falls apart if that happens.
Jay, I like to say in this age of information, to be ignorant is a choice.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah, wanton ignorance. Very good, Ernie. Very good.
Yeah.
Because if you're ignorant of the fact, or if you keep saying that, that's not true, that you tend to start to believe it.
Exactly.
Until something like a beheading of an American journalist happens. Then what? Now it's, now they're starting to backpedal. Now, where is the contingency plan here? Where wow, there's just so much, Ernie. So much to go through.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll tell you, he's got a hell of a golf game going on, though, man. He's really improving his golf game. I'll give him that.
People have said, leave him alone, let him golf, because if he's golfing, he can't screw up the country anymore. But you know what? I'm beginning to wonder. I'm really beginning to wonder. It doesn't matter that he's played left golf games than Bush. That's not the point. It's how he does it.
It's the timing, man. It's the timing. It's common sense, man. In light of everything going on, you get that situation over in Missouri, especially too, right? Every night riots. Yeah,
that's another thing. Yeah. What does he do?
I don't know.
He injects himself.
To me, I let my family stay in Martha's Vineyard. The wife and the kids. You stay there. I got to get back into I got to get back in town, man. I got to get back in D.C. Man, there's too much going on. I can't be seen out here, yucking it up and golfing. I don't give a shit.
And he did come back. And that's what the left will tout. Well, he did come back. Yeah, but you know what? He came back. That was set up 2 weeks before he left. People knew he was coming back for that date. We still don't know what that was for. I'm still waiting to hear about why he came back. And he didn't come back because of what was going on. Because these things didn't exist when they set the date for him to come back. So that's another thing. And what's the English? My mind is going so quickly I can't think.
What are you trying to refer to? The English Parliament?
No. Who's the head of the Parliament there? The
Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister. What's his name? Do you remember his name? I can't remember his name right now.
Prime Minister. Oh, it's yeah.
Well,
give me. I watch him all the time on C-SPAN.
Yeah. Just to
David. David.
I forget his name, but just to show you, this jihadist is an English subject. The Prime Minister was on vacation. He came back from his vacation. Not because the American was killed, but because that was a British subject who did it. And he came back to see what he was going to do to find this guy and catch this guy and bring him to justice. He came back from his vacation. Cameron, that's it. David Cameron. Came back from his vacation to see what he could do. He dropped everything and went back to Downing Street to see what was going on, to see what he could do. Even if there was nothing he can do, the gesture of him going back to work to get into what was going on, to see what he could do about it, that's what it's about.
That's all I'm saying. exactly.
And I know nothing about this man. I don't know his politics. I don't know what he's about. I really haven't, it's not like Blair. I was, I used to follow Blair, but I haven't, with all that's going on in this country, I had enough trying to follow what's going on here. But there's a man who has his head in the game, at least.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what does our president do? He interrupts the family of a beheaded journalist to come on the air to say what? Not very much, and then go right back to the golf course. You got to be kidding me now. You really got to be kidding me. So there you have it. I mean, and again, we can go on and on about this. It's just so much.
Just a bad message,
so
man.
Much.
Just a bad message, man. You got to have a little, not sympathy, empathy. I think empathy is a good word in this situation. Empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean?
I just
think that's the character trait that's missing. Any regard.
No, it's got it's not character. I don't think it's character, Ernie. It's more about his legacy. It's more about his politics and it's all political. Everything this man does is political. It's got nothing to do with getting anything done. It's got to do with his political agenda and his beliefs. That's what this is all about. And I bet my bottom dollar on it. I bet my bottom dollar on it. Because this is why you do these things. You do these things because you try to look good in people's eyes. And meanwhile, you don't realize that what people think of you is worse than anything you could have possibly done before. To try to keep your image, your political image intact. Well, intact isn't even in his hemisphere, that word. Nothing that he's done is intact. I honestly believe there couldn't have been a worse president than Jimmy Carter. I think we found him.
Yeah, it's just so disheartening that we have to put up with 2 terms. I think it should have been 1 term and out. My opinion. But such is life. But anyway, I don't know, Jay. It's
so much going on. So much.
2 more years, 2 more long years to go. So, like you said, it's important maybe that both of the houses can be of the other party affiliation and maybe counterbalance any decisions being made and kind of try to quell the damage control kind of thing as much as possible. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Because a lot of damage should be done in 2 years.
Rick stopped into the chat room, by the way. I want to say hello to Rick. Yo, Rick. What it bees, brother man.
Rick will be on tonight with Night Talk, Weekend Edition, Friday Night Edition.
That's right. Yes, he will be. And while he's listening, I want to say again, thank you very much, Rick, for what you're doing and how you've kept SansNet afloat, because fantastic job. Thank you. And Pumpkin as well. These guys came in and took over and just kept things going, and I owe them a great deal. Thank you both very, very much. And your numbers are skyrocketing, Rick. You better calm down, otherwise I'm going to have to turn over this network. I don't know.
Yeah, the expansion is, it's, I know when Rick came back initially, you guys were talking about, moving forward and trying to bring in, new listeners all around the place. And as you were reading that list earlier, it's definitely happening. And judging by the numbers, man, people are coming in and big numbers, big time numbers. Yep. So I think it's, people sharing the show to different platforms and Facebook accounts and Twitter and whatever the hell, all the different sites out there, man. It's good stuff. And we're going to be putting up too. Just to mention, Jay, I'm designing some bumper stickers right now. I got a couple already saved. I shared one with Rick the other night, but we're going to start peddling some bumper stickers if people want to advertise
really?
SansNet Radio Network on their vehicle or whatever the case might be. Yeah. So look for that coming up soon. Maybe we'll link that up to the show page, maybe, or your platform page, or whatever.
Sure, without a doubt. That's excellent.
But yeah, I'll try and get like maybe 10 different designs people can choose from.
Wow,
they're pretty good. Yeah. So we'll have that going on, just a little something different.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe T-shirts. Oh, yeah. I'm liking that.
Yeah, you can go with the whole thing. Yeah, you can go with, maybe a thong, the Sandman logo on there or something, you know?
And the back strip. Yeah, it just says that radio network right down with an arrow going right down to, just follow the arrow to the Sands Net Radio Network. Enjoy.
There's a lot of possibilities.
I'm telling you. That's funny. Oh, jeez.
Without a doubt. But, yeah, I'd like to echo that. Rick and Pumpkin are doing a great job. Numbers are crazy, off the chart. You know, we spend a lot of time and effort, doing the night talk shows, and then Rick does the jukebox show, which is very well received, and those would be great shows as well. So it's going to be a busy night. I think his Pumpkin Face has his show, First Amendment, Friday from 7 to 9. And I think Rick goes on at 9 tonight. Night talk, the weekend edition on a Friday. They'll do his virtual jukebox, and then you got the Saturday, the Harbinger, and again followed by the Night Talk, the weekend edition with Rick. And also, I know Pumpkin's interested in maybe trying to do a little something on the platform on the weekends. But we
got to have a meeting.
Continue to go.
Yeah,
continue to work it out.
With that, we're going to take a quick break here. It's 4:02 p.m. here on the East Coast. It's Friday. This is Sands and Abbott. I'm Jay Sands. That's Ernie Abbott. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, everybody. Kick your weekend off right. Come on over and listen to Sands and Abbott, A Conversation. That's right. We're live every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the SandsNet Radio Network and streaming live around the globe on Spreaker.com. That's right. So stop by, everybody. You'll be glad you did.
You're listening to Night Talk on the SandsNet Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. This is Ernie from WEJA Radio, and you're listening to Night Talk with the Sandman here on the SandsNet Radio Network.
Hey, it's John Biven from The John Biven Show. And in this shameless plug, I want to tell you about it. It is The John Biven Show. It is live on Spreaker.com. I feature Christian artists, mostly unknown, and I air at 8 p.m. on Saturday evening Central Time, live from Marion, Illinois. And it's a lot of fun, music, talk, whatever happens. And another show I do is the Pillar of Fire worship service and sermon. That's on Sunday afternoon at about 2:15 p.m. Central Time, depending on when our church announcements get over. So you can tune in to the John Biven Show Saturday night at 8 p.m. or the Pillar of Fire church service at 2:15 Central Time. This ends my shamelessness. Thank you.
Listening to Night Talk on the SandsNet Radio Network.
I'm going to fix that one of these days. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I keep hitting that button, and I realize it's the SandsNet Radio Network. It's a bumper for Night Talk, and I got to do one without the Night Talk in it.
Yeah, we should do it sooner or later.
I don't have any of your bumpers, Ernie. I don't know where they all went. I don't know what the hell happened to this program. But a lot of the stuff I had I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, we can resend that over to you.
I have to redo it. One night we got to sit down and you got to help me straighten this out here.
Oh, yeah, get the files organized a little better. So, yeah, I hear you. Makes life a little easier.
It's crazy. I don't know how you do it, but there you go.
Yeah, so I just watching Secretary of Defense Hagel was just on the Fox while you were playing those promos saying that the White House is getting pressure to hit harder against ISIS forces over there in Iraq.
Mm-hmm. That's, you know what that is? That's backpedaling in forward motion.
Backpedaling in forward motion.
That's right.
So
now he's got to come out and say, yeah, well, no, but now they have to do something. Now they're admitting it without having to admit it. See, it's not the White House saying it. They sent Hagel out now, who's given the staunch, we got to get him now. This is a problem. We've after all the bullshit we've heard from this administration about how Al Qaeda was decimated, how the war is over. The war was never over. It was. He didn't win that war. He gave up on that war. He walked out on that war. He didn't win that war. And now it's all come back to bite him in the ass.
Remember when Bush flew in onto that aircraft carrier and claimed the war was over and we were victorious? That was this is going to be a war that's, our grandkids and their grandkids are going to be, I think, I'm sorry to say, involved with this situation, man. This is, I can't see this ever completely going away.
No, because there'll always be somebody. But what people have to understand, the hawks and the doves need to understand, and it's the ugly side of war. It's the ugly side of what we are as human beings. But you know what? Sometimes it must be done. These people must be killed wherever they are. You got to find them, and you must kill them, because if you don't, they, in turn, will kill you. It's that simple. And if you don't have that mindset going in, if you get the mindset going in that, we'll talk to them, we'll use diplomacy, we'll, do what we can. No, it ain't going to work. You've seen it's not going to work. These people, you're not going to change their minds. You're not going to change their minds from Allah being the greatest thing that ever lived, and he demands that I kill the infidel, and we got to kill women and rape children and kill innocent people and behead people. No, it ain't going to happen. The only way you're going to get rid of these people is if you light them up. That's what you got to do. You got to light them up, put a bomb up their ass, and watch it explode. It's that simple. And I
you got to beat them over the head with a stick, man. There's no doubt about it, literally.
Oh, I'd rather beat them over the head with a B-52. That's my, just my, We've got jets that can fly faster than the speed of sound. And you're going to tell me you can't take out a bunch of little friggin' do-nothings who have amassed a fortune, who have taken back, not taken back, but have taken what we left over as far as military hardware is concerned. I mean,
we can definitely do it, Jay.
I know we can do it, and it could have been done.
If they would have let the commanders of the military, this is what we need to do, and let them take care of business, man, and give them all the resources and whatever they need, that could happen, So,
but it's always
back to the will.
Yeah, it's always with the American people, boots on the ground, boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Well, you know what? Sometimes you need boots on the ground to confront shit like this, but not necessarily.
And those guys are ready. Those guys
they're
ready. Are ready to go. They're
the best that ever lived.
They're well trained. They're well equipped. They'll do it. That's one thing you can count on. Is the military, man. I don't know about anything else, but you can always count on them to do what they got to do and given the tools to do it.
That's right.
They can make it happen.
Absolutely right.
But you can't be looking in the polls and say, oh well, if I make this choice, people are going to really be mad at me if I do this. I better not do that. Screw that. That's why you're in that position, man. You're the executive of the strongest country in the free world, man. Sometimes you've got to make that tough decision. You got to be willing to be strong. You can't shrink away from it. Like Kennedy said, you got to be willing to embrace it and do what you got to do, man.
You just made me think of something when you mentioned Kennedy's name. Here's a Democratic president, a real Democratic president. So many years ago, if you compare him or the Democrats of those days to the Democrats of today, and it's a completely different party. You don't even recognize the Democrats anymore.
Well, Hammett was asked not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Now it's turned around. It's not what you can do for your country; it's what your country can do for you.
Yeah.
It's switched all totally around.
Yep, and people don't realize it, and I say it a lot on these shows, my show, this show. The more you give the government, or the more the government gives you, rather, the less freer you are, because they're not giving you anything for nothing. You're not getting it for nothing.
You better keep voting for me, or you're going to lose out. If you vote for that other side, those right-hand side, you're going to lose everything.
That's right, because they're going to take it from you because they're greedy, rich people.
Yeah, exactly.
God, it's the rich people in this country that built this country, and the hard work and sweat of the people that worked for them.
So to me, and I know many clear-thinking people, even African Americans, now see that the Democrats have been holding them down. You talk about the right side, them bashing us over here, or those on that side. And when you look at it historically, and what has the Democratic Party done to many folks, on the low end of the totem pole, man, kind of keeping them down there intentionally,
yeah,
to ensure that they're going to keep, sending them
with the illusion of helping them. That's my point.
Exactly.
The illusion of helping them.
That is a great word. That's what it is. It's an illusion, man. Absolutely is. No doubt about it. That's a good word right there. It's so much so. People aren't just seeing it.
But, if you want to believe the illusion, it's like a magician. You watch and you figure out, but you want to believe, in what he's doing because, he's got your attention. He's making you feel good. Even though you kind of figured out the trick, but you give him that, the illusion of magic, the illusion of government helping people, the illusion of the Democrats helping the downtrodden in this country.
Yes, we have your best interests at heart, man. Yeah. We want to see you do well. Absolutely. Meanwhile, coming
as long as you vote for me
over here. Yeah,
it always ends in that. Well, you got to keep the faith. Yeah, it's not keeping the faith; it's keeping the vote.
That's it.
Because we've allowed this system to go to shit. Basically, we've allowed this system to go to hell because people serving 30, 40, 50 years in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, that's ridiculous already now. That's got to stop. That's why you can't break the chains of this government and the bond that they hold on both parties. That's ridiculous.
You got too many lemmings out there, Jay. You got too many lemmings willing to follow blindly. Whoever's in the front of the line. Essentially that non-flightless bird walking right off the cliff, following that leader, and that's the bullshit, man. Is people being led by the nose and being fed all this bullshit, and not having the wherewithal of honestly looking at some of the things being espoused, and realizing there are many holes in many of the things that are being espoused out there by that other side of the aisle, and. It's just, we have many lemmings, and I like to say that, I'm sorry to say it, but in my wife's family, they're probably, out of 40 people over there, there's probably 39 are lemmings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's because they believe in what they're being told, because they don't look into what's happening. They don't see, they don't hear. Well, it's not like us. I can't believe I became a political junkie. It's ridiculous, and unless you're listening every single day, you don't hear it, you don't see it, so therefore you don't believe it, and that's what they have over most of these people. Because if they actually saw the truth or believed what was happening, the way they believe in these people, things would change in a heartbeat, man. In a friggin' heartbeat, it would change.
No doubt about it. doubt about it.
The point is to get them to
you know.
believe, to get them to see what's really, really, really happening. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do when you're giving them things left and right. It's hard to do. You know, I'm for you.
Yeah,
I'm
it sure is, Jay.
I'm with you. And, you know, I got my other hand in your pocket at the same time. You know, oh, we're going to take it from these people and give it to you. You know, because you deserve it. You know, come on, really.
Yeah, it's amazing the rose-colored glasses people are doing when you know it's and it's I don't know, it's just like you said. I think these last two terms are going to go down, and hopefully it won't bring us down. But it's not going to be historically. I can't even see the left-leaning historical book writers are going to be able to clean up and make this look pretty, make this smell,
Oh, they will do it. They will. They've already done it. They've already done it. You go back to school, Ernie. You look at the history books, and you think back at the history books you used prior, or the ones you used when you were in school, and you tell me the difference in the history books.
Oh, the emphasis, yeah. They cover mostly the same kind of items throughout our history, but the way they're framed is quite a bit different nowadays. You got your your writers of these things, injecting their personal opinions. It seems like in many regards, it's just I don't know. It's just rewriting history, man. Revamping history. It's a bunch of BS. Is what it is.
It's the progressive agenda. That's what it is.
Yeah. The focus is.
You know what? We should. You know what I really love to do. And I really don't know enough about it, but I'm going to have to learn. I'd love to do shows on the progressive agenda and what it is and how it works. That's what I would like to do.
Yeah, do a little research on that. Talk about. I think that would be eye-opening in many regards to many folks.
I think so too. Because they don't call them progressive; they call them Democrats now. You're a Democrat. You're a liberal. You're a Democrat. But that's not the case because the parties, like I've said it a couple of times on this show and many times in the past. I was Democrat for over 30 years, but it changed. It just changed. I don't know how, but they took over that party. It's now the Progressive Party. It's not the Democrats anymore. They're progressives, and that's it. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I think you're right in that regard. There's definitely true, and they're a progressive party goes way, way back in time. But that has evolved as well.
What's his name? Woodrow Wilson was the first progressive.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. There were, let's see, 3 men over the course of time whose campaigns were a factor in presidential elections from the Progressive Party. Roosevelt, a guy named Robert La Follette, and Henry Wallace. But,
and no mention of Wilson? I think it was Woodrow Wilson. Was it Wilson?
Roosevelt made no secret of his low opinion of let me see, Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was a Woodrow Wilson was a Republican, right?
Was he? I don't know. Then I got the name wrong.
Let's see. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me see here. Yeah, Wilson was a Democratic candidate who was elected in 1916.
Right.
Yeah.
It all started with him.
He was a son of a gun. But yeah, I think that would be good to do a little research and come up with a program, kind of clearing up a lot of the maybe misconceptions or misinformation or whatever the case might be.
I think maybe we'll do a segment on that next Friday. What do you think, Ernie?
Yeah, we can do that, definitely.
So tune in next Friday. Tell your friends. We're going to talk about the progressives next week and see what we can find out about the movement itself, what it consists of, what their agenda is. And who knows, maybe we'll all be progressives when all is said and done.
Yes, indeed. Know that. I think that would be interesting discussion here. Let's see here. Yeah, very interesting stuff out there. So there's a lot of information to digest, but okay. Let's see here. But I'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's going to be interesting. We mentioned that this midterm election in November. I think we've already seen some indications that it's going to be very interesting in its outcome. Most definitely.
I have to say, yeah, on that one.
The state senate in California is considering legislation to provide attorneys to all the illegal immigrants.
Yeah, they got to have representation because, that's our way, Ernie.
$3 million.
Yeah, that's our way.
Oh.
So, you got to give them lawyers, What are they going to do? Got to give them lawyers, right?
Wow.
They're not American citizens, but they're on American soil now. So now they have to, be judged by our system. So therefore, you got to provide them with lawyers, What a joke.
I'll tell you. I'm just not getting a lot of things going on. I don't know. Just not. Yeah, that's I guess the case. Well, I mean, to me, I don't even think when a woman comes across the border illegally, just because they have a child in an American soil, an American hospital, I don't think we should automatically grant that child status as a citizen. I don't agree with that.
Say that again?
If a woman comes across the border illegally, she's pregnant, she goes to an American hospital, the kid is born here in the United States, the kid automatically, that anchor baby, has American citizenship.
That's right.
I don't think they should be automatically granted citizenship just because they're born here I don't agree with that. Maybe that would discourage a lot of that crap if we didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. I think, I got to get back in. I've been like in my summer haze, sitting out here and, kind of letting the world float by. But it's time to get serious after, I think, Labor Day and, start looking into stuff and getting that voice going again. Beating that drum, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Think it's time?
I think so. Yeah, time to wake up.
My buddy.
Wake up. Too many folks sitting out there on that lounger and, not caring about things we should be caring about, I guess. I don't know. Who am I to say? Different strokes for different folks, that's all.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But, yeah, sorry, I'm not really in the swing out with it today. I was up too late last night on the Skype call conversation.
Oh, really? Really?
I'm telling you, I'm really, I don't know, man. Rethinking a lot of decisions I made of late. Yeah, let me tell you. Talk about tap dancing and backpedaling, wavering. Jeez, man. I don't know.
Oh, God, that's too funny.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see what we shall see.
Anyway, my friend, I'm going to get out of here because my throat is starting to get scratchy and.
We're right at the end
push
anyway, Jay. And
Yeah, we got
apologize
about
for
5 minutes.
that dead air.
You apologize? No, I apologize. It's my fault. Don't need for you to apologize.
Man, you know, it's like we're associated, man. Whatever happens to you happens to me. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know about an association. I'd call that a friendship. I don't know about association.
Well, I'm talking like, the United States and Israel. Do we have their back? Do they have our back?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I need to know right now who in this relationship is Israel. Because if it's me, I got to watch out for you.
We're anyway.
Yeah, that's... Quickly before we go, just a couple of words, Ernie, on what's going on in Missouri. Nothing?
Say again? Jay, I'm sorry.
I said quickly, we have about 3 minutes left. What's your opinion about what's going on in Missouri?
In Missouri?
Yeah.
I think, it's a tragic situation. But I think it goes back to the root of many of our problems. It's a situation where there's many out there that are making some really bad choices and decisions. I'm not just talking about the quote unquote bad guys. Many times the good guys that supposedly in the white hats are making some bad decisions out on the street. I know it's a very tough job. It's a very pressure-filled job. It's a very trying job to be a police officer or a first responder or whatever the case might be.
Not to mention life-threatening.
You gotta, it's just, I just think it's just sometimes there's a little too strong a force that's being exerted by law enforcement in a situation where I think it could be handled differently. I don't know. In many regards, because these guys drive around in cars now as opposed to walking the beat like the old days, they don't really have that connection with the populace, the indigenous population in the area where they're patrolling. And not to say that there's a lot of assholes out there that aren't provoking things, so it goes that way too. But it's just very tragic situation. It breaks my heart every time I hear of a situation like this. It really does, man. No matter who's involved, white, black, brown, gray, purple, green. I think we're better than a lot of those situations going on. And for them looters to come in from out of town, that's totally wrong too, to take advantage. These assholes that come in and take advantage of the situation. And, that's totally wrong too. And, I'm all for lethal force, man. If you're coming at my business, breaking my window, trying to get in my door, steal shit just because you're an asshole, trying to take advantage of a situation, you know what? They're going to be putting you in a printed body bag.
That's
right?
good. There
See
you
later.
go. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's we got about 30 seconds left to this show. I want to
carry on.
No, not at all. That's what we needed to hear. But thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. Sands and Abbott, we want to thank you for listening. We'll be back next Friday, 3 p.m. Say goodbye, Ernie.
Goodbye, everybody. And don't forget Rick tonight at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, be there or be square. We'll see you next week right here on the SansNet Radio Network and Sands and Abbott. Take care, Abbott.
See you later, Jay. Have a good one, brother.